Welcome to GCNTech. Today we have a rundown of tech we should all use, but don't, or at the very least, isn't as widely used as it should be. Let's get to it. Starting with, well, bikepacking. All the rage. All the cool kids are doing it. And some of the not so cool kids. Anyhow, with bikepacking comes all the trendy bikepacking bags and those big saddle packs that people stick on their bags. They sway around.
It's looking a bit sorry to see me.
They wobble. You can't fit much in them. They're a bit awkward to get in and out of. Do you know what's not? Do you know what's easy to get in and out of and doesn't sway around and doesn't wobble and has way more storage capacity and has a lower centre of gravity which helps the handling of your bike? Panniers. That's it. Good old panniers. Been around for years. Brilliant. Not just great for bikepacking, they're brilliant for commuting as well, which surprises me when so many of my colleagues here at GCN Megabase commute on their bikes with backpacks, sizable distances too. Backpacks, they rub, they give you sore shoulders, sore neck. They're really sweaty as well and just uncomfortable on long rides. Plus, the added weight puts more pressure on your hands and wrists. Just use panniers. And while on the subject of on-bike storage, baskets, right? Everyone insists on using these bar bags because they're perceived to be really trendy. But there's no storage capacity compared to a basket, right? Yeah, granted, for long-distance commuting and bikepacking, a basket maybe isn't optimum, but for someone who uses their bike as a means of transportation on urban areas, getting around town, going to the shops, baskets, hardly anyone has them these days, and you can fit so much stuff in them. We've all been there, you know, where you go to the shops, you get more than you thought you were going to get, and you end up having to wobble home with a couple of baguettes under your arm and a string of onions around your neck. We've all done that, but it wouldn't be a problem if you had a basket. Just saying. By the way, this list isn't all sort of urban riding stuff, but the next one is bells, okay? Bells are really, really underrated. They're incredibly useful at alerting other people that you're riding or about to come up on them. And if you ride down bike paths or in urban areas frequently, they're an absolute godsend. Plus, there's loads of nice ones out there these days. You've got things like Hide My Bell, which discreetly position it under your head unit out of the way, and, well, bells like the Spur Cycle, which are just really nicely machined objects out of brass. Also, if you find yourself constantly dodging dog walkers, leads, children, and other pedestrians on bike paths, then I would argue that bells make you faster, because the more warning that you can give to these creatures, then the less likely that you have to slow down to avoid them. Bells equals speed. Who'd have thought it? Speaking of which, why aren't more people wearing onesies? Right, we have done a whole tech video on this before, where we have demonstrated that a onesie is significantly faster than a separate jersey and shorts. And we're not talking skin suits. Onesies are practical. They've got pockets in them, like a jersey and shorts. But not only are they way faster, because I know not all of you are bothered by performance, they're also cheaper than a separate jersey and shorts in most cases, which is reason alone to buy them just for the economic saving. And in many cases, they look better as well, because you don't get that bunching of the fabric on your tummy that you can get with a jersey. The onesie just smooths it all out and they just look nicer. As a result, pros wear them all the time, but the rest of us, well, for some reason, they haven't caught on. Next up is gloves. Now, I know a lot of you do wear mitts when riding your bike, but none of us GCN presenters seem to wear mitts. And I'm not sure why. Because, well, they protect your hands if you fall off your bike, and we all seem to do that fairly frequently.
The craze just arrived, got it.
I got into here by myself. I'll get myself out. This is how Hank spent most of his races.
But they also protect your hands from the sun, which is quite important. You don't want to end up getting... I'm getting quite self-conscious. I'm developing old man hands ahead of my years. And they also provide cushioning, which stops you getting old man or old lady, old person, calloused hands as well. And I actually found when I was doing the Tour de Station recently, I had to start wearing mitts 2/3 of the way through because my hands became so calloused and so sore and were hurting so much, I needed the cushioning. Maybe we should just be wearing mitts all the time. This next one is a big one. Now, disclaimer. If you ride under the jurisdiction of the UCI, then what I'm about to suggest is thoroughly illegal. Close your ears. Unless, of course, you're riding in a UCI-sanctioned time trial. However, how many of us actually ride under the jurisdiction of the UCI and need to adhere to the UCI's rules? And hence, this next piece of tech is something that most of us should probably use. Tri-bars. Adding tri-bars to any bike that's not already fitted with them will make that bike faster. True story. There is no doubt that tri-bars help you get a more aerodynamic position and make you faster. They're also a hugely cost-effective upgrade in that regard too. But it's not all about speed. They also help on super long endurance rides because they give you an opportunity to rest your hands by placing them in a different position. Now, there is a caveat here. It's not advisable to use tri-bars when you're riding in a group or a bunch because you have less control and your hands aren't immediately on the brakes, and that's the reason why they're not allowed in, say, like the Tour de France on road stages. But you could keep them for your solo rides, or people could just learn to only use the tri-bars when they're on the front. And lastly, got a bonus one for you. Wax chains. Is he still going on about wax chains? Yes, I am. Because not everyone, in fact, most people I see still don't have wax chains on their bike. And let's just park to one side the performance benefits, okay? Now, we're just completely going to ignore that. Just for the fact that your drivetrain stays cleaner for longer and your components, your chain and your sprockets, they take much longer to wear by using a wax chain, thus saving you loads and loads and loads of money in the long run, means that wax chains are an absolute no-brainer. There you go. I've said it. You've got no excuse. Okay, I'm going to strike a deal with you. If you guys all agree to start wearing onesies and waxing your chains, then I'll agree to wear mitts. I appreciate that it's all about compromise, so there we go. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video, and let us know what you think in the comments. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends if you got any, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you, bye!